We're talking about the invasion of Mussolini against Ethiopia and how the response to that gave way for the opening of the country of Ethiopia. Because a whole lot of people never did really view Ethiopia in our world history, even though we know that the oldest fossil of any human being was found in Ethiopia. The oldest fossil. And them call it Denkanesh. White people call it Lucy, because it's a female fossil. Well, Haile Selassie went on the throne in 1930 on the 2nd of November 1930. This youth named Rastafari was crowned Emperor Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, conquering Lion of Judah, elect of God. And him sit down upon the throne. And 5 years into him reign, I would say 5 years into him reign, this guy named Benito Mussolini decides that him want to attack Ethiopia for the main reason that most of the other European countries did carve up Africa and each of them get a piece, but Italy never get none. So him decides I'm going to go into Ethiopia and go carve it up and take it as a sovereign state of Italy. So if them attack Ethiopia, Mussolini was a fascist. Mussolini, if you don't know, eventually sided with Hitler. And we know who Hitler is. But Haile Selassie, coming out of Ethiopia, this little man, went to the League of Nations to plead the cause of the Ethiopian people in front of the nations that call themselves members of the League of Nations, which is now the United Nations. And Haile Selassie asked them, what must I go back and tell my defenseless people? Because you have struck the match in Ethiopia and it is going to burn Europe. So tell me what must I go back? You know what them do? Them jeer him, mock him, jeer him, mock him. And him have to go back to him country and fight a war that was not, victory was not in sight. Them spray a thing named mustard gas all over the country and kill thousands of people, not only the people, the animals and the trees. Thousands of people. And Haile Selassie was on the front of the battlefield fighting. There are a lot of pictures with Haile Selassie, you see with the big gun them, a fire shot and a lick down plane. Well, Haile Selassie went to Jerusalem and on the advice of his people, them say him should leave the country. Because, you know, them people, they see them emperor and thing. And Haile Selassie went to England for 5 years, rallying support for the Ethiopian people to take back him country out of that fascist Mussolini hands. And in as a matter of fact, he left Ethiopia on the 5th of May. And 5 years after, upon the same day, 5th of May, 5 years after exile in England for 5 years, in a place named Bath, him come back to Ethiopia with the army, British army, and is fighting warriors and chase out the Italians out of Ethiopia. And when he was back on the throne, we see something terrible happen to the world. We see Mussolini and Hitler side, and them have what you call the Second World War. the Second World War, where even Germany go bomb England. And all of them was fighting each other. Them said millions of Russians died in that war. White people start to kill white people. White people start to devastate Europe. Europe mash up. Poland, all of these places was white people killing white people, but them call it a world war. A world war. No, why we say that to you? We say that to you because right now, we say the same things is happening right now in the world. And we see all sorts of people are going to Africa trying to claim and name and claim. And anytime the African them ball out, you hear say them is this and you hear say them is that. Well, we know say good must overcome evil. Haile Selassie said that. And until the philosophy that hold one race superior and the other inferior, until the philosophy that hold one race superior and the other inferior, until the color of a man's skin have no significance as the color of his eyes, we Africans will fight if it is necessary, because we are confident in the victory of good over evil. So you see, until that day, when these people can recognize that white supremacy must be crumbled, that man is man, and they have to recognize we as human beings, we will fight. Irie.
Well, let me hear you say mountain, mountain, mountain. No